it's Monday, so you know what it is, what it do, what it is. I am the Grizz, and welcome back to Yesterday Today, and hope you had a great weekend, and maybe you had a chance to play some of that Resident Evil 8 or Resident Evil Village demo over on the PS4 and PS5. But if you're like me, you didn't because you're just a little too busy. But today I want to talk to you about the NPD charts here, because I know it's a little bit of a slow news day, but there's some interesting tidbits I want to talk to you about that. And the creative director from Days Gone had some choice things to say. Let's get right into all of this. Alright, y'all, so let's talk about the NPDs. And I know what you're saying, Grizz, you don't ever do NPDs. But yeah, I do, sometimes, alright? If it's something to talk about, it doesn't matter. Look, there is some interesting why can't I say the word? Statistics that I definitely want to go over. And listen, let's get straight into it. Matt Piscatella, the executive director over there at NPD, he basically said that Nintendo Switch was the best-selling hardware platform in both units in dollar during the month of March. In the first quarter, Nintendo Switch was the unit sales leader, while PlayStation 5 ranked first in hardware dollar sales. Okay, so Nintendo Switch is at the top of the charts 4+ years later. Meanwhile, it's still hard to get Nintendo Switch, even though it's already sold over 80 million, right? And people are still getting on Sony and Microsoft cases because, what are y'all doing? Why can't y'all do it? Now this is during COVID. Before, it wasn't even, we weren't even in the middle of COVID when it was hard to get a Nintendo Switch. Everybody just hold off. Let's get back into it, right? The PlayStation 5 is the fastest selling console in US history in both unit and dollar sales, lifetime sales with 5 months on the market. Of course, it broke another record, right? It's the PlayStation. It's Sony. This is what they do, right? That doesn't surprise anybody. The PlayStation 5 was in high demand, so was Microsoft, but everybody was out there trying to get more of those PlayStations, right? Okay, there you go. Just proof is in the pudding. So now we're going to just look at the charts, right, and just talk about the charts. So for March, at the top of the charts was Black Ops, okay? That doesn't surprise anybody, of course, right? Number 2, Monster Hunter Rise. That kind of doesn't surprise anybody either, because Monster Hunter Worlds was such a big success. It's the top selling game for Capcom ever, and this game was riding off those coattails, so this kind of helped coast into it. And also Nintendo Switch owners were looking for a Nintendo Switch game, and they were also looking for that righteous Monster Hunter game, not like a remaster or a remake, right? So that was at number 2. That's expected. Now here's what was unexpected. Outriders was at number 3. You can get Outriders for $15 a month on Game Pass. They announced it, they said it was coming there, and it was there. Despite that, people still on PC, people still on PlayStation platforms, and maybe even Xbox for some reason, people still bought this game. This lets you know that this game is a big deal, and maybe this is inevitably Outriders 2. I can't wait. I'm still playing Outriders. Literally every time I get an hour, I want to play a mission or two in Outriders. Yes, this game is a big deal, and I am so happy to see it, just succeeding the way it is, And it's kind of like a AA, AAA kind of game, and it's just so simple. And then, honestly, as you play a little bit longer, the story gets a little bit more interesting. It's a little boring at first, but you don't really care. You just let this awesome gameplay coast you through. But then the story starts to get a little bit interesting. So shout out to Outriders at number 3. And then number 4, which was number 1 last month, Super Mario 3D World. Now, Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales at number 5, which was at number 4 just last month. Now, people were just complaining about the game being short. Why is it so expensive and all of this and all of that? But the one thing I will tell you is nobody complained about how culturally appropriate the game was, how culturally well it was done. And let alone it being another Spider-Man game, but it feels like a different Spider-Man game. And how they captured the complete essence of Harlem and all of the black culture. My man came out the subway and he had his Timbs on. That's New York culture. Y'all complained, but apparently y'all still bought. Shout out to Miles Morales coming in at number 5 this month. And then, of course, Mario Kart 8 at number 6 in March. This game is 5, 6, 7 years old. And ironically, it was number 9 last month. Maybe we're not getting a Mario Kart 9 anytime soon. Why, if you're Nintendo, make a Mario Kart 9 if you are sitting at number 6 on the NPDs. 4 years into the Switch life. Originally, Mario Kart 8 came out maybe 3 years before the Nintendo Switch. So it goes back even further. But Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, that's absolutely crazy to me. So then you got number 7, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Number 8, Animal Crossing New Horizons. A whole over a year later, game still in the top 10. Number 9, Super Mario 3D All-Stars. Last month, the month before, it was at 16. But because it was getting ready to go out of sale, out of stock, and they weren't going to sell it anymore, it shot back from 16 to 9. That's insane. And people are just like, why does Nintendo keep doing this? So you'll go out and buy it, all right? Nintendo doesn't care if we complain because they know we're going to buy it anyway. So you just go ahead and stop fronting, dog, all right? So then at number 10, Minecraft. Minecraft came out, what, a decade ago? And still, they keep updating it and they keep doing more. Minecraft. And then now we going into from 11 to 20, Modern Warfare from 2019 is at 11. Super Smash Brothers is at number 12. Pokemon Sword and Shield 13. The fact that it's still up there still astonishes me. But then again, it's also a Pokemon game. But then, of course, you have Mortal Kombat 11 at 14. They keep putting out new stuff. And, of course, the movie will be coming out soon. 15, Crash Bandicoot 4. 16, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. 4 years ago, this game came out, by the way. 4. Madden NFL 21, NBA 2K 21, Super Mario Party at 19. Shout out to them. Even though a lot of people still wish they would have updated the content. And then 20, FIFA 21. This is an impressive MPD for March. I just really get shout out to Outriders. Seriously, man. It's just now it's very rare that I really fall in love with a game. And last year I fell in love with maybe 2 games, I want to say. Ghost of Tsushima and Last of Us, and really just dug in. And even Cyberpunk, despite it being massively buggy, still a great game. Take it or leave it. I don't care. Even with all of the bugs. And this year, Outriders is the game that I've fallen absolutely in love with. I am absolutely smitten with it. And like I said, it has me by the unmentionables. So shout out to it. Number 3. Not 5. It's really in the top 10. The first 3 spots are the top 10. That's really saying something to Square Enix. And big shout out to Xbox, because I was going to buy this game anyway, but if you let me save a couple of dollars, I'm all for it. Shout out to Outriders once again. Alright, so creative director and writer of Days Gone, John Garvin, he had some choice words, right? And well, he was on an interview on the John Gaff show on YouTube, and it got a little extracted. So let's go ahead and get that what VGC said, right? He said, I do have an opinion on something that your audience may find of interest, and it might piss some of them off. If you love a game, buy it at a full price. Yeah, I basically, censored myself, but yes. Buy it at effing full price. I can't tell you how many times I've seen gamers say, yeah, I got that on sale, or I got that on PS Plus, or whatever. Before I even have a rebuttal, I'll keep going. And then Jeff, he said, but how do you know you love a game until you've played it? And then Garvin comes back and says, I'm just saying, you don't. But don't complain if a game doesn't get a sequel if it wasn't supported at launch. It's like God of War got whatever number of millions of sales at launch, and Days Gone didn't. I'm just speaking for me personally as a developer. I don't work for Sony. I don't know what the numbers are. Fam. Hold the horses. You got mad that God of War did millions right at launch and yours didn't? Let's just talk about the fact that this game launched in a kind of messed up state. Let's just talk about the mixed reception that this game came out with. Okay? God of War was already on a pedestal. People loved the great action games, but it was time for it to come back and time for it to be reborn. It got great production. It changed itself, and everybody was hyped. Also, it was overwhelmingly positively reviewed. That wasn't the case with Days Gone. And you coming at us, the consumer, mad at us, right? Some people can't go out and just buy stuff all the time. Just buy it at full price. Some people were on the fence about it. People were just like, this is literally stuff that you could have seen on the internet. I don't know about this game. It looks like open world Last of Us. Y'all probably hope that having a star like Sam Witwer, he's a recognizable face. Everybody might not know his name, but people like me who is absolutely a fan of Sam Witwer, from the TV shows to the movies and even the games, Star Wars, stuff like that. So maybe y'all thought that this was big bang, for him, but it didn't sell as much as you wanted to. The game did pretty good. The game was pretty solid, I guess, you know what I'm saying? And I only played a little bit of it, but I couldn't really get into it because I don't typically do open world games. But once again, the game did not launch in a perfect state. Most games that do well, like God of War, launch in a very, very well state. There is no perfect game, and even though God of War was basically a perfect game, but it still needed patches. But your game had some issues, okay? And you can't take that away. But let's also talk about the fact that gaming for some people is just as a hobby or whatever. They got children that they like me. I'm a single parent of 2 children. You can't just be out there spending your money all willy-nilly. People don't just have money falling out their pockets. Let's just be realistic. And then on top of that, maybe if people would have bought it digitally, if Sony would have a better refund policy. And then so you also are mad that there won't be a sequel. If you want a sequel, play the effing game. Dog, this falls on you. You can't be blaming us for stuff that you did not completely deliver on. With all respectfully, because I'm from New York, you can't blame it all on us. Guess when I finally played Days Gone? When I got my PS5 and it was on the PS Plus collection. Shout outs to you, man. I wish you the best. Alright, y'all, that's a wrap for today. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments down below. What you think about John Garvin telling us to just buy the effing game at launch and paying for it at full price just so we can get sequels? Do you blame us for that, or do you blame him for that? Let me know down in the comments below. What do you think about Outriders? Yes, Outriders, a game that premiered on Game Pass. Something that you basically could pay for $15 a month for, or you can just for 1 month, even if you want to, or even just $1, because it's $1 signing up. Let me know what you think about that being at number 3 on the MPDs for March. So, lads and ladders, thank you so much for tuning in. Go ahead and hit this like video if you haven't already. If not, hit the dislike. And if you're new here, hit that red subscribe button and turn on all notifications so you know when your boy is posting. I post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I even stream sometimes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I also bring you the biggest gaming news you may have missed from yesterday today. So, this video is finito.